Hey guys, good evening. It's me, Monica from Geeks.com. I'm here um, doing another cooking um, episode again in our Mario kitchen. And for tonight, I am actually going to be cooking pigeon pie. Game of Thrones just started um, last Sunday, and I was really excited about it. Hang on just 1 second, my dogs are fighting. Alright, anyway, so Game of Thrones just started on Sunday, and I had the pleasure of being one of the co hosts for a Game of Thrones trivia as well as a viewing party over at Mini Bar in Chicago. So we had a lot of fun. We actually had 13 teams competing for the trivia game, and it was pretty awesome because we weren't expecting such a huge turnout. We actually planned everything with all geeks and the managers at Minibar um, by around like Wednesday last week, and then we put it together Saturday. We pretty much just like did kind of like a powwow session for three to 4 hours to come up with questions to ask for trivia. And then Sunday we launched the event and it was amazing. Everyone had a lot of fun. And what I love about it is, when the time came for the episode to start showing, everyone was so quiet. You can hear the pin drop, like when you enter the room. So, a little bit about what we're working on today. I'm going to be working on pigeon pie since we can't really find pigeon meat or like the thing anywhere. I decided to go with Cornish hens. I'm just gonna hover on the second camera here so you can see. So I pretty much prepped them already. What I was thinking was like when I was doing this last time, it took forever. It took forever to like finish everything, especially since I don't have a real kitchen. So I decided to prep everything all at once. I chopped all my vegetables already. The Cornish hens, um, I ended up boiling them. Um, Now, I did something a little bit different with tonight's recipe. So normally when I do Game of Thrones food, I would go by this book called A Song of Ice and Fire, which was the official like Game of Thrones cookbook. And let me look back and see. This was by Chelsea Monroe Casal and Sarianne Lehrer. So they were the ones who wrote this book. And yeah, they're pretty much like basing it out of Game of Thrones. A lot of the ideas um, behind the recipes are from the show and the book. So what the cool thing about this is they're really good about modifying the recipe in such a way that if it's not available in your local grocer, then you can have alternatives. Me, I like to make my own spin with what they put on the recipe book, but all in all, like I absolutely love their ideas and everything else. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a different thing tonight. So I started with Cornish hens instead of pigeon meat because let's face it, I'm in Chicago. I don't really know where to get that stuff from. We also have sliced turnips. I sliced them and diced them into small pieces because I'm really hungry and I came home a little bit late for work and I had to prep my station, so I wanted them to cook really fast. I also sliced up the white and the light green ends of leeks. So we're going to be putting this in the pot like shortly here. I also sliced up some mushrooms. Okay. And then the Cornish hens, I pretty much what I did was I boiled them in water and I put a few cloves of garlic in there and some, forgive me, because like I'm probably gonna botch how I pronounce this, herbs de Provence. I don't know how to pronounce it. I am not French. So I put a little bit of that, just a tiny, tiny pinch, just to add some flavor to it. Um, yeah, so I put that in there, drained the Cornish hens, but I kept the broth. So I have two big mason jars full of broth right now, which I'm going to be using or incorporating on the pigeon pie. Let's see what else do I have. I have mace. Now mace I've never worked with before when cooking, but it was one of the things that it was mentioned most of the time in the book. Oh hey, how's it going, Kevin? Nice seeing you. I hope you enjoyed tonight's session. I'm cooking pigeon pie, or in this case, I'm just using Cornish hens because we don't really have pigeon meat around here. So welcome to the show. I'm talking to you. Who else would I be talking to? Anyway, I do have my chat box open, so feel free to jump into the conversation. If you have any questions for me, yeah, but there's one other person with you, Kevin. I don't know. I'm sure there's two people there. So, but yeah, like I'm gonna be starting cooking soon. So yeah, just get ready, and I hope you like what I'm cooking for tonight. Okay. So like I said, I'm gonna be doing my own spin on the recipe. It's not gonna be exactly how they show it on the recipe book here. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I also have cream because that's going to be going into the that's going to be like the thickener for it. And I also have some flour and butter. Okay, so I'm gonna get started because we're really hungry. We dropped here. We're being bunheads right now. That one I'm just gonna leave alone here. All right. So I've got my leeks, and I'm gonna grab the butter, melt it. How's your day going, Kevin? I saw your coworkers like got you some cake and everything. That looked like a lot of fun. All right, so I put some butter in there. Gonna melt shortly. Um, so while I was reading the cookbook, it said that this pairs very well with buttered carrots. So I'm gonna make that after or while the pie is cooking. Unfortunately, tonight I'm just going to have time to make the pie because I still need to write an article for the event last Sunday. If you guys missed it, I was actually hosting a. We're being bunheads right now. That one I'm just gonna leave alone here. All right. So I've got my leeks, and I'm gonna grab the butter, melt it. How's your day going, Kevin? I saw your coworkers like got you some cake and everything. That looked like a lot of fun. All right, so I put some butter in there. Gonna melt shortly. Um, so while I was reading the cookbook, it said that this pairs very well with buttered carrots. So I'm gonna make that after or while the pie is cooking. Unfortunately, tonight I'm just going to have time to make the pie because I still need to write an article for the event last Sunday. If you guys missed it, I was actually hosting a trivia night, a Game of Thrones trivia night. It coincided with the release of or the showing of the first episode of Game of Thrones, which was pretty awesome. Nothing really like crazy happened except for the last part where when Melisandre like took her necklace off. Spoiler alert, so sorry. I don't know if you guys watch it. Kevin, do you watch Game of Thrones at all? Not sure if you watch it, but I'm a huge fan. Um, it was crazy. Like they asked me to be one of the hosts for the trivia night, and we planned everything Wednesday. We spent about 4 hours coming up with the trivia questions, and then after that, like everything was history. And Sunday we had a huge turnout. We had 13 teams compete, which was so crazy because we weren't expecting a huge turnout at all. But yeah, a lot of people showed up, and then by the time that the episode started, it was so quiet. Like you can't hear anybody. Like nobody was talking. Everyone was like glued to the TV. So it was really fun. All right, so basically what I'm doing here is I'm just letting this um, saute Ideally, I'd really want this pot to be really hot, to give it kind of like a brown, like really nice, crisp looking um, thing around it. Like this right now, it's not going anywhere near that because my oven, or rather my little hot plate sucks because it's just this tiny little thing here. So I'm just gonna wait to brown these. Um, what do you call this? Leeks, and then I'm gonna add turnips after that, and then I'm gonna add the rest of the ingredients. All right. So what else is happening this week? So we've got again another All Geeks event that I'm going to be a part of again. I'm going to be the cosplay judge for All Geeks um, event on Friday at Berlin Nightclub in Chicago, and it's going to be a Pokemon themed event. So it's going to be really awesome. Like I'm really looking forward to it. Um, I was making a cosplay last week, and I'm down to creating the wings for it. If you hear any noise, don't mind. It's just my dogs. So anyway, yeah, my buddy Scout's going to be in the show. She's not going to be participating, but she might join the cosplay contest. Might want to check out her Facebook page. Her name or her handle is Scout Dean McQueen, I believe, is her handle for her cosplay page. All right, so I'm just going to keep cooking this. Hopefully, this hot plate plays nice and starts browning my leeks here. That'd be really nice. Okay, so I'm waiting for that to brown because it does take a while since I'm using a hot plate, which really sucks. So I'm just going to leave that alone for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting the meat out of the chicken so we can use the meat in the pie. So let me go rinse my hands real quick. I'll be right back, okay? I'm going to keep talking here. You just heard the oven timer go off. I actually, what do you call this? Like I preheated the oven to 450 degrees. I want it nice and hot when I put my pot in there or my pie. That way it will cook a lot faster. Okay, so now I'm going to start like shredding the chicken or the Cornish hens. After cooling it, the skin feels kind of crunchy for some weird reason. I think it's all the fat, but it seems like a lot of fat. We're trying to lose weight, so I think I'm going to get rid of it and put it aside for now and see, what I might just throw it away later, or I may make it into biscuits for my dogs and put it in cookies or dog cookies or something. When I'm shredding the meat of the chicken, I like to make the chunks as big as possible, just because I like a really, really hearty pie or meat pie. So I'm going to discard most of the fat as much as possible and keep shredding here. You see there's a little bit of a liquid buildup coming from the leek, so it's slowly evaporating right now, which is really cool. Now, pigeons as well as Cornish hens, they tend not to have that much meat on them. But this one looks pretty meaty to me. Like I'm getting a lot of meat on the leg alone, so that's pretty cool. If you do find yourself in the supermarket and if you do find pigeon meat, go on ahead and buy it. I personally have never tried pigeon meat, so I don't know. I don't know what it tastes like. I'm guessing it's gonna be like really gamey. Um, so while I'm shredding this, I'm trying as much as possible to get rid of like any ligaments or anything that's kind of like chewy. I just want to focus more on just grabbing the meaty part of it. So yeah, I decided to get 2 Cornish hens. If it doesn't fit the pot and I have more than enough to fill my pie, that's okay because I can make some more later. I can just freeze it. All right, I got some bones in here. Now the bones, I like to save the bones of my chicken just because I can use it for making broth later on. So what I usually do is I freeze it. And I never feed it to my dogs because it's too small. They tend to like break it apart into really, really tiny pieces, which is really bad for them. It's not good for their digestive tract, and it's not going to come out really well, just to put it lightly. So, all right. So I'm glad this cooled up enough because like I really thought I was going to have to like um, put it in a cold bath or something, which will make it lose its flavor. So, all right. Well, I'm just going to keep going here. So, Kevin, how's your birthday? How did your birthday go, Kevin? All right, so I'm just gonna like go on ahead and keep shredding here. Make the chunks as big as possible. So if you can see, I like my pie to be on the chunky side. I really don't care for like slicing it up into really tiny pieces. I want to be able to like when I eat the pie, I want to be able to bite into it. Um, I was kind of debating whether or not I was going to use heavy cream for the what do you call this, like the sauce of it or whatever, like um, cream pies or like meat pies tend to be like really soupy on the inside because of all the vegetables that go into it. Oh, hey, thanks for tuning in, whoever just tuned in. My name's Monica. I'm from geeks.gogo.com. I'm cooking pigeon pie tonight from Game of Thrones recipe book, Song of Ice and Fire. So I'm shredding Cornish hens right now. And on my right here, I'm sauteing leeks in butter. So I'm just waiting for that to brown and letting all the water evaporate so I can get this really nice caramelized leeks. When cooking leeks too, only use the white and the green, the light green ends, and then the dark green ends I'll just discard them. Um, So I always wonder like if people use it for making broth at all because it has like leeks have this really really nice strong like flavor to them. So I wonder like I've never really tried it before. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. The pigeon pie in the series, well at least in the TV series, it's very significant because during Joffrey and Marjorie Tyrell's wedding, they had pigeon pie. And I always wanted to make this because it just sounded good and it reminded me of that scene, even though it was kind of gross because Joffrey gets poisoned, right? So always wanted to do this recipe. I've had the cookbook in such a long time, like I've had it about a year, and I'm now finally using it. And now that the season just started on Sunday, I'm glad that this is going to be my second recipe. The first one that I did was mutton and barley broth. So again, like with the scarcity and like the how expensive some of the materials get, um, I try to substitute some of the ingredients in here. So now I don't have pigeon meat, and I just decided to go for Cornish hens because they're small. All right, so I'm just gonna keep shredding here. I'm taking most of the skin off because I don't want all that gristle and all that fatty stuff in there. I'm kind of glad I boiled the Cornish hens ahead of time because otherwise it's just gonna take forever. Because like these leeks are not browning as fast as I want them to be just because I'm using a hot plate. But it's okay, it's gonna get there. Alright, so yeah, it smells good. Alright, I had some leftover garlic that I used when I was boiling the chicken. I'm gonna put that in there as well. I don't want to put stuff to waste. And at this point, the leeks look like they're sort of like starting to be transparent. I'm gonna put my turnips. There's nice few medium turnips. And again, I'm not gonna use all of them. I'm just gonna use enough for the pie for tonight. And any extra stuff that I have left over, I can just use it for later. So it's not going to be a problem. All right. This is looking really good. I might add a little bit more butter later. The turnips, I didn't bother like peeling them just because I like it being kind of like rustic at the same time. Like I'm a firm believer of like if you don't peel your vegetables, you keep the nutrients in there. So what I ended up doing was I just ended up like rinsing them really well. That way, you know, if there were like any pesticides or whatever, like I scrubbed them really good. Um, that way I will get all the dirt and all the gunk out of there. Okay? All right, so I'm just going to go on ahead and keep on um, getting most of the fat out. Just focusing on all meat from this Cornish hen. Alright, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to type in on the chat box there. I can also send you the recipe if you want to like send me a message on my email, monica@geeksagogo.com. Okay? Alright, so I'm just going to go on ahead and almost finish with this one actually. Which is pretty neat. I might end up not using the other Cornish hen for this because this looks like a lot of meat already just from one. But I don't know, maybe I'll just go on ahead and shred both of them already because it's going to be a bit of a wait to saute this leeks and turnips here. Okay, so there we go. Okay, I pretty much like took all of the meat out of there. There's nothing in here. And like I said, I always keep it just because I always keep the bones because I want to be able to make broth with it later. Bones make the best broth. Absolutely love like keeping bones and like the wing part because there's not much meat in it. And the flavor of it, like I'll put it in a crock pot and then just make broth out of it. And it's just amazing. It smells absolutely amazing. All right. Just keep doing this. Does it smell good in here or what? All right. So just going to keep shredding my Cornish hens here. Awesome. This place is starting to heat up. So last Sunday, it was pretty nice last Sunday. Then yesterday, I took the day off because I needed to get my car fixed, which really sucked because I had to like spend so much money. I took the entire day off, and then I got my driver's license renewed, and then I got license plates renewed and stuff like that, the registration renewed and whatnot. It wasn't as painful as people told me it would be, so everything worked out just fine. My car still needs to be fixed, but yeah, I can't afford it right now, so I'm just gonna like save up some money before I go back to the shop again. But yeah, my car has a lot of mileage on it, lots of mileage on it. So it does need that TLC by now. It's around 112,000 miles in it already. I've been doing a lot of traveling with Bill, my boyfriend. So we're going to conventions and like traveling all over the state. Just like, you know, like interviewing, covering events and whatnot. We absolutely love it. Go check out our website, www.geeksagogo.com. All right. So man, this bowl is not holding all of my bones here, so I might just get another bowl to put. Let me see here. Stir this around a bit. Smelling so good. I might end up adding a little bit more butter in here, just because butter makes everything taste better. Right? All right, so there you go. I'm gonna keep shredding. And like I said, I like keeping my meat really like chunky when I make pies, or meat pies rather, just because I like biting into it and actually feeling that I'm actually chewing some meat. All right. So second one's about ready here. I just really want to get this really nice brown color on the vegetables. That way I can have it just intensifies the flavor that way too. And yeah, there you go. Man, there's a lot of meat in this pigeon. I mean, this Cornish hen. Getting lots of meat on it. All right. It's kind of a good thing because then if I wanted to cook another one tomorrow, I can actually just like make it and pop it in the oven and I'm all set. All right. Let's see here. I pretty much put a tablespoon of butter into the pan just so that I can put a little bit of grease and flavor on the leeks and the turnips that's cooking right now. Now they didn't mention putting any garlic in there, but I did. Like I put the cloves of garlic that I use to boil the water for the Cornish hens, um, just because I wanted the Cornish hen to have a little bit of flavor. Um, like boiling meats in water, if you have the right like ingredients on it, if you have the right spices on it, it really really makes the flavor of the meat like come out. So I love putting garlic. I use herbs de Provence or however you pronounce it. Like I put some in there as well while boiling. I didn't put any salt. And then what happened was after I boiled everything, I ended up draining it, and then I'm saving the broth for later. All right, so here we go. Take the skin off here. And I'm almost done with taking the meat out. Awesome. Okay, so just about done with this Cornish hen. And the leeks are starting to smell so amazing. Now I'm not stirring it right now because I want to brown the sides. Um, and it just smells so good with the butter and the leeks and the turnips just cooking slowly. Um, Once I see the leeks turning brown a little bit more, I'm going to put in the mushrooms and then I'm going to brown everything some more. Okay, so go, just about done. Um, on the book too, on the recipe book, they said they just put in the breast meat of the pigeon. But with this Cornish hens that I got, like there's just so much meat in it that I'm gonna use all of it. So I won't put anything to waste. Like I said, the bones I'm gonna keep for later so I can make broth for later. Alright, this looks pretty good. Here it is. And look, it's starting to turn brown, thank God. My prayers are answered here. Okay. Starting to brown up a bit. It is pretty much like to keep it brown is to get the moisture as much as possible out. And this is what's happening in here. So it's starting to lose its moisture. It's starting to caramelize. And it smells so good right now. Okay. So I'm just going to keep it there. I'm just going to wash my hands real quick. Okay. So yeah, so while that's happening right now, I'm going to grab my pastry shells and I'm going to start prepping my pie dish real quick here. Um, So what I'll need, I'm gonna need some butter, and I'm gonna line the pan with butter, and then just 1 second, and I'm back. All right, I'm gonna line the pan with butter, put my pastry dough on it, and then after that, oh man, it smells so good. So I'm gonna line butter and then um, pastry dough on top of it, and that's it. Um, I'm not going to make the dough they have on the recipe book just because I'm just really tired right now. My allergies are kicking in, and I don't feel like putting a lot of work, to be honest. So I got some pre-made dough, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you're busy or you're too tired, or in my case, like my allergies are kicking in really bad. Like I'd rather like for lack of a better word, get this over and done with and cook it rather than be, like stuck all night, like going through like piece by piece of it. I'm just gonna clean my workstation here real quick. Okay. Put away anything that I'm not using right now. That way I'll have more room for stuff. Awesome. Alright, so while this is cooking and caramelizing, and it seems like it's getting there, I'm gonna grab some mushrooms because like I can see the turnips kind of like turning soft. So I'm gonna grab some mushrooms, and again, I'm not gonna use all of them. I'm just gonna use what I think would fit in the pie, which at this point there's a lot of stuff in here, but it smells so good though. All right, so we got that. Now put this aside because we're all set and done with this. Okay, looking really nice here. Okay, now while this is cooking, I'm gonna start heating up my other pan and my other hot plate. That way I can get ready for the sauce. Then I'm going to, I actually left my cookbook at work because I was like reviewing it earlier so I can keep track of what I'm supposed to do tonight. So, looking really good. So give me just 1 second. I'm going to go on ahead and start this other one over here. That way I can heat it up. And while it's caramelizing, I'm going to be working on the butter carrots that goes with the dish. So I'm going to move this for now. Whew, really hot. Okay, so that's moved for now. And then let me get another pan here. And then we're going to be working on the sauce. So here you go. And then let me just review real quick here what I'm supposed to do. I believe I'm supposed to do the roux, which is equal parts of butter and equal parts flour. So let me see here. I preheated the oven. I put the vegetables in the pan. And let's see here, turnips and mushrooms. Add a splash of pigeon broth, which I'm going to be doing here shortly. And cover and simmer until turnips are soft. Make the roux. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Cool. I'm going to make the roux this time. So I got a tablespoon of butter, a tablespoon and a half at this point. So I'm going to put this in here. Melt it. Okay. It's melting really nice because I have it nice and hot. And then I'm going to grab some flour and I'm going to get a tablespoon and a half of that. So let me go get my measuring spoon here. And then another stir. There we go. Alright. Looks pretty good. Okay. One and half. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. So that's done. I'm just going to go on ahead and swirl it around. So this is pretty much going to be like the thickening agent of the pie. So you just mix it around. You try not to burn the butter because it just doesn't taste right afterwards, you know, when you start putting the broth together and everything. So there you go. That looks really nice. And remember that broth that I saved earlier for from boiling the Cornish hens? I've got it on the side here. Got a really huge mason jar full of it. So I'm just going to pour it in. A little bit at a time. There you go. Just want a small piece in there for now. Let it simmer for a little bit. And then I'm going to add some more to see if I need to thicken it up some more. Now, how to find out if you need some more, I just like, I don't know how to explain it, but I just look at it and see. This looks really nice right now, so I'm going to lower my heat. I'm going to add a little bit more so I'm not burning my my roux. Okay, so let me see what's next. Alright, so once I'm done with that and I thicken it, I have some heavy cream on the side here that I'm going to put. I'm going to put it like slowly, like one at a time, just because I don't want it to be too creamy. I still want to be able to taste all the flavors of it. So I'm going ahead and add a little bit at a time here. Okay. Now this is going to be completely up to you. You know, you can make it as creamy as you want. The recipe actually calls for, I think, about a cup of it, maybe a couple. Hang on, let me see. It calls for 4 tablespoons. Okay, just about, well, about that range, I'm guessing. Like, because I only put like almost like a splash of it. I'm just gonna put a tiny bit more in here. Okay, and I'm gonna mix in a little bit more broth. Okay, so pretty good. Now remember that spice I was telling you about. We're gonna put some mace in there. So a little bit. I just want to sprinkle it a little bit. It smells really good. It kind of smells like nutmeg. I think it's derived from nutmeg, from what I've read about. It smells amazing. Yeah, a little bit more. I like my stuff with a lot of flavor in it. And I believe salt and pepper. And set that aside. Just make sure. Okay, so let me go grab some pepper. I think I have it on the other side here. Hang on, just 1 second. I'm not going to put any more salt because I used enough salt on all these ingredients already. The butter too is unsalted, just so you guys know, just in case you guys are wondering. Alright, mix it up. Looks nice and creamy. Maybe I'll add in a little bit more broth here, just because I want mine on the brothy side. Now you don't want your sauce to be too stewy or too wet, because it's going to ruin your pastry dough. Alright, so I kept this in medium heat. I'm just going to set it aside for now. Okay, and I'm going to check on my vegetables real quick here. My vegetables are looking pretty good. Turnips are looking really soft here. I'm trying to get the moisture out of it as much as possible because I don't want my pie to be all soggy and stuff. So there you go. So let me put this away real quick here. Turn this thing off. Okay. Let me go back and review real quick. What else am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something. Okay. Alright, so at this point, after I have this really, really nice smelling roux here, I'm not sure if it's going to have enough, but you know, I can always adjust accordingly anyway. So it told me to like, I just around the time where I add my meat, I'm just going to use half because I've got so much vegetables. I don't know if everything's going to fit. Okay, so I've got my meat added. Save the rest of the stuff for later. I'm going to see, would this be enough meat for me? I wonder. Maybe I'm going to add a little bit more here. Okay? But the idea is to coat everything with the roux and broth mixture. I think that should be good. Okay. Looks alright. Alright, I'm going to go grab the veggies right now. And add it there. These have, you know, it's evaporated enough water for me to put into the pie without making it all soggy like. So I'm going to go on ahead and add that in there as well. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to add any more butter because there's just way too much butter going on in here. Got a little bit more spices, if anything. I'm just going to turn off the heat on this other side here, on this other pan. Oops. Alright. And now let me just mix this in. Coat everything with the sauce. And I'm glad I sliced the turnips as small as I could. That way, you know, everything will just cook around the same time. I tried cooking meat pies before where everything's not cooked prior to me putting them in the pie, and it just doesn't work. It just makes the crust so soggy, and it just does not taste good. Alright. It's like nicely coated. Smells good. I think I'm going to add a little bit more mace. Sprinkle it around a bit to get that flavor out. Okay. No fighting, guys. My dogs are fighting right now. Fighting over a toy. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, now I'm going to prep. I turned the heat off on this one. Now I'm going to prep my pie crust. Now the pie crust, like I said, I'm not following the recipe just because, you know, I'm pressed for time and I'm really starving. Like I got home a little bit later than I wanted to from work. So I'm going to go on ahead and put the stuff I don't need aside here real quick. And then line this up with butter. I'm going to look for some butter. Cool. Alright, so I pretty much just press the butter against the pan and just make sure it covers like every single like spot of it. Alright, looking really good. It looks nice and greased up there. So you see? All nice and greasy. Okay. Man, that smells so good. Now, here's another trick. Before putting your ingredients to the pie, you actually need to taste it. Because the last thing you want is to like notice that you're missing a spice or whatever. I like tasting my food before putting it or like serving it or whatever. So here goes nothing. Alright. It does need a little salt, but I'm not going to put a lot of salt in it. Alright. Alright, let me go get my pastry. Oops. Grab my pre-made pastry. I've learned, like, I've shopped around, and for some weird reason, Walmart actually has the best pastry out there, or pre-made pastry out there for their pie crust. I don't know, there's just something about it. It's like really nice and flaky. And I hope it's made of real stuff. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Alright. Just get rid of the packaging here. Now, it always comes with 2 pie crusts, which is really neat. So I'll have one for the pan, one for the top part of it. Okay. Let me unfold this. I'm actually going to call my guinea pig here to make sure that my filling tastes really good. Han, do you want to give this filling a try and see if it's alright? I'm going to let him taste it to make sure we're doing a good job here. Come on.
I'm just kidding.
Here you go. How's that?
Good.
Good? Alright.
Pigeony.
Pigeony? Cornish hen, though. Alright. Anyway. So I'm pretty much, you can't really see, but here, let me move the camera a little bit. And you see my little dog over there saying hi. I'm just going to move this real quick. There we go. Alright, so I'm just pressing the pie crust down the pan. My dogs want to say hi to you guys because I can smell what's going on right now in the kitchen, and they want some. Fortunately, they can't eat it because it's got some leaks. Sorry, guys. Alright. Once you press the crust down, grab a fork. Put in a fork at that. And try as much as possible to keep it on the greased side of the pan because I want to be able to take this stuff off easily later. And man, it's so hot in here because I've had an oven and then this thing on like for about an hour now, it seems like. Alright, so after that, poke, poke, poke. Poke, poke, poke. And what this does, it prevents your pastry from puffing up on places. And it kind of helps evaporate some of the liquid too. Alright. Looks good. Let me put the filling in right now. Alright. Mix it a little bit. Got rid of most of the liquid there, which is nice. I don't want my stuff being all soggy, so it's stuck. Alright. Put the filling in. Man, I think like I calculated that perfectly, didn't I? Wow, alright. Just put the exact amount. That's never happened before, but hey, works for me. Alright. Man, this smells so good right now. I just want to eat it by itself. Oh my gosh. Alright. Just never let anything go to waste here. And it looks like I have the perfect amount of filling for my pie, which is pretty awesome because it's never happened before, like I said. I'm just gonna try to flatten it out as much as I can before I put the top crust in. Okay, so looks like I put equal amounts of meat and veggies on same sides here. It's perfect. Now, if you don't have turnips, you can use potatoes. If you don't have potatoes, you can use carrots. Use whatever you want, basically. Um, I just wanted to try out the whole turnip plus leek combo because I've never tried it before, honestly. Um, I've always had Cornish hens at restaurants, but they tend to be like a little, not a lot of meat to them, really. But this one's pretty meaty. Like these two Cornish hens I got, pretty meaty. So I don't know if it was just the way how I cooked it. But yeah, I just boiled it. I pretty much just boiled both Cornish hens and what do you call this? Like I boiled them for about an hour, I think, or until it was soft, and I can see like the skin's getting all transparent. All right, that one's all set. Let me move some stuff over so you guys can see what I'm working with over here. All right, this. Put my butter on the side here because I am going to be using it later. So here's my pie. Here's my extra meat. So I'm going to clean out this space real quick. I'm going to keep this fork just because I used it earlier to poke my pie crust. Got a nice area working here. Let me just move this as well. Nice clean space. There you go. Always like cleaning as I go. These carrots we're going to cook in a bit here. Man, it's hot in here. Ah, gosh, I'm dying. Alright, second pie crust going in this time. Open. There you go. And I'm just basically going to put this on top. This is probably going to be too big for the top, but that's okay. We'll make it look pretty. Alright. Pigeon pie. Man, it's so burning hot in here. Alright. I want to try to make this look pretty. Try really hard to make this look pretty. Okay. Here we go. Just folding it inwards. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm just pretty much like folding it in just so that I can just cover the filling. Like I said, as much as possible, I try to like keep the crust away from the edges as much as possible. All right. Well, nice. Now it looks so nice and pretty. All right. Now I gotta poke it, and I'm actually. Oh, hey. Oh, hi, Tadeo. Sorry about that. I didn't see. I was just like working on my crust. I'm actually making pigeon pie from the Game of Thrones cookbook. Thank you for tuning in. I'm about to put this in the oven, so stay tuned. I'm still going to be making butter carrots after this. That way, while this thing's like cooking in the oven, then I'm still working on something else and talking about a little bit of stuff. So I hope you like what I'm making tonight. All right. All right, so I made my filling. Since we don't have pigeon meat around here in Chicago, I decided to go with Cornish hens. And what I did was I boiled the Cornish hens first in I can't even pronounce this, but it's herbs de Provence, a couple of cloves of garlic, and what else did I use? Garlic, that, and that's it, pretty much. And then some water. And then I boiled it for an hour. And after I boiled it for an hour, I sauteed leeks, turnips, and mushrooms in butter. And then I made kind of like a creamy roux. So it's like equal parts of butter and flour, and I mixed it to make it creamy. And yeah, look, it's for my dogs. That's Diamond. I'm good. It's like just really hot right now, and my allergies are so bad. So I'm kind of like cutting corners in such a way that a lot of the stuff that I'm using right now is pre-made. And yeah, you can see my little dog here saying hi. Say hi, Diamond. Say hi to Tadeo. All right, so yeah, so I made a roux with a little bit of cream, equal parts butter and flour, and then I put some mace, which is this spice over here that I've actually never used before, which is pretty awesome. It has this really nice smell that reminds me of nutmeg, but it's a little bit more on the sweeter side of nutmeg. Um, so after I sauteed the vegetables and then I did the creamy roux, I put them in the pie. I prepared my pie crust on my pie dish over here. So I greased the pie dish first, and then put my first crust in. Put my filling in, which is the Cornish hen, the veggies, and the cream, the roux. And then now I'm topping it off with another pie crust. So I'm going to make it look pretty because it is pigeon pie. I'm going to make the holes that I'm going to poke, I'm going to make it shaped like a pigeon. So you guys ready? All right, here we go. I'm going to try as best I can to make it look like a pigeon, okay? So don't make fun of me. I'm just poking, making it look like a pigeon as much as I can. Don't make fun of me, please. I'm trying really hard. Here's the beak. All right, here's one wing. Here's another wing. I feel like I'm cross-stitching here. All right. How's your day going, Tadeo? Reef Daddy, what's that face for? Am I doing something wrong? Talk to me, sir. What's going on, Reef Daddy? All right. Now, how am I going to do this? All right. Does it look like a pigeon to you guys? I don't know. Is it starting to look like a pigeon? I know you can't kind of see it right now, but how about if I do like this? Does that kind of look like a pigeon? A little bit? Maybe? Maybe? Alright, let me work on the tail real quick here. Okay? There, how's that? Does that look like a pigeon? A little bit? Looks like a bird of sorts, right? Alright, so just gonna make some more indentations for the beak. I'm poking holes on the pie just so that I can aerate it. Let some of the water evaporate because I don't want a soggy pie. I want my crust really nice and crusty, you know. Let's see, what else would I put in here? Something Game of Thrones-y. What else do you want me to put in here on the crust? What else do you guys want me to put? I'm trying to think. Just gonna do this like quick order here before I seal it in with an egg wash. And what the egg wash is going to do is it's actually going to make it have this really nice brown looking crust and make it look pretty damn awesome. So you go on ahead and keep doing this. All right. What are you guys up to today? Reef Daddy and Tadeo, what are you guys up to today? Oh man, it's so hot in here. I got the oven still running. It's been running for like, I've been preheating it for a while now. Alright, so I poked a little bit of the edges there, made it look nice and pretty, nice and like stable. I'm going to try to like stay away from the edges as much as possible because I want to be able to pry this out really easily. Alright, I'm not going to take so much time in here. I'm just going to do a little bit more poking here and there just to make it look nice. Okay? Whoop, whoop. Whatever this is, it just looks like pigeon feet right now. Alright. I just hope it just looks pretty. That's all I want. I mean, it tastes good, but I also want to make it look pretty. Okay? Alright, that looks good. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my egg wash all over it. So let me go and grab a bowl here real quick and start my egg wash. Whew. Man, it's so hot in here. Alright, I got my brush, and where's my eggs? Where's my eggs at? Now this is going to make my crust really nice and have this like really nice brown coating to it. Will just look pretty awesome. I just need one egg, I think, for now. Okay, let me throw the rest of the stuff out. So I like keeping my station clean. Alright, throw away the egg. That was my timer for my oven. Start it back up again. Beating an egg here, and then I'm going to brush it on top. Okay? Do you guys have any questions for me at all? Like what I'm working on? Or oh, I'm going to brush it all over. Oh, nice egg wash going on in here. Yeah, the pie crust that I'm using right now, it's pre-made just because I'm starving. And don't worry, on next episode, I'll make the real pie crust that I'm supposed to be using. Takes a lot of work. I got home late from work, and I'm just starving right now, and my boyfriend's starving right now as well. So I'd rather like cut corners for now or for tonight. I got a lot of stuff I need to finish as well. I need to write articles for my blog, www.geeksagogo.com. Go ahead and check it out. And now I'm done with the egg wash. I'm going to put this in the oven so it'll start cooking, all right? So hopefully the pigeon design would still remain the same. I'm just going to move it like this. Show it to you guys one last time here. Say goodbye to the pie. It's going in the oven, all right? Here we go. And hopefully it cooks really fast because everything else inside is cooked already. Oh, it's hot. Whew. Damn. Alright. Push that in a little bit more. Now what am I going to work on? I'm going to work on butter carrots. Here we go. While that stuff's cooking, I'm going to make this. And then if I still have time, I'm going to make mango daiquiris. Just because it's so hot in here and I've got some mangoes I want to turn into a shake, but I also want to drink. Okay? Alright, so let me grab that butter I had earlier. I'm going to move this back in here. Back to the cooking area. Okay, this is just really simple. You know, all it is butter and carrots. Salt and pepper, that's it. Nice and simple. Now, I'm not going to use a lot of the butter because there's just so much butter going on already. So I'm just going to use it sparingly. I'm just going to use a little bit, probably a tablespoon in there. I also have some broth I got from my Cornish hen earlier that I was boiling. So I'm going to use that as well. That way, you know, my vegetables aren't very fatty. I just wanted to get the flavor of the butter. That way, you know, just make my vegetables like really nice and tasty. I think I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of mace in it just because I fell in love with the smell of it. Like, it just smells amazing. Like, I've never used it before. I don't know, have you guys used it before? Like, I've never tried it, so this is my first time trying it, and I'm really liking it so far. So here we go. Melt that butter. Hey, get out of there. I'm tired of my dog. He's trying to like reach for foods and whatnot. I think this smell is making them hungry. I've got two tiny dogs. One's a Chihuahua, one's a Westie. The Chihuahua's name is Diamond, and the Westie's name is Richard Gere. So yeah, I named my dog after Richard Gere, and that's okay because it's really cool. So anyway, like when we go to the vet, a funny story about that. Like when I'm trying to pick him up, I would call the vet and I would ask, "Hey, is Richard Gere ready?" And they'll be like, "I think you called the wrong number, ma'am, but actually, yeah, I'm calling for my dog, Richard Gere." So it's always fun calling vets. All right, this is melting really slowly. I'm gonna wait till it's all melted up, and then I'm gonna add my carrots in. Let me check a little bit on the pie. It doesn't look like there's anything happening in there right now, but I'm pretty sure it's cooking from the bottom up, which is really cool. It smells so good in here. I just want to eat. I just want to eat because it's already 10:30 p.m. Central Time, and I'm gonna eat, write my article, and then go to bed. And then I have a full day's work tomorrow, and then a meeting afterwards. Um, this Sunday, I had the pleasure of hosting Game of Thrones trivia night, which was a lot of fun. So if you're from Chicago, try to make it out there. It's going to be happening every Sunday now at Minibar Chicago, which is pretty cool. We've got a lot of really cool prizes for you. There's like 2 rounds of 3 categories on each round. And last Sunday was our inaugural event, and we actually had 13 teams compete, which is pretty awesome because like we planned everything at like Wednesday, and we did the trivia questions on Saturday for 4 hours. Like we took a long time, like trying to make sure that everyone has that level of difficulty. Like there's a little bit of easy versus like the really really tough questions. So we wanted a really nice mix to it. That way, if there were people who were just hanging out just for fun, then they can like jump in and like still be able to answer some of the questions, even though they're not that familiar with Game of Thrones. All right, my butter has melted, and I don't want to burn it, so I'm gonna put my carrots in. Okay. I don't hear sizzle because my hot plate sucks. It just doesn't heat up as fast as I want it to. Oh, and I'm dropping stuff. All right. So I got that in there. Butter carrots. All it is sliced carrots, a little bit of butter. I'm going to add a little bit of mace, a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. While that's cooking, I'm going to see if I can try to make my daiquiris real quick here. Don't fight, guys. My dogs are fighting. No. This thing's hard to like come out. There you go. All right. All right, now I'm going to put some salt and pepper in here. Where did I put my salt and pepper at? Hang on, just 1 second. Salt, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, just a little bit. All right, where did my pepper go? Where's my pepper? What happened to it? Let's use this. Crack some pepper in there. I really like spicy stuff. I don't know. Do you guys like spicy stuff? Alright. Man, it's so hot in here. Oh, there's my pepper. That's okay. I already put some ground pepper in there. I like putting my stuff away once I'm done using it just because, yeah, it clears up the room and it's nice to have a little bit of space like cooking around here. Swirling it around. I really want as much of the water to evaporate out of the carrots. That way it'll have that really nice sear to it, really nice caramelized carrots. I don't know yet if I want to do it on the savory side or if I want to do it like salty. So before anything else, I'm going to put this cream back in the fridge. That way it won't spoil on me because I've had it out for a while now. Not a really long time, but you know I've had a decent amount of as I was working on that pie. And it's so hot in here right now. Let me get rid of these dirty forks real quick. Alright, I'm going to take a quick peek on the pie, and it looks like it's browning a little bit. Looking really nice. So I'm just hoping that the crust will be really nice and like crunchy or like flaky. I might brush it a little bit more with some egg, just to like have that like really nice thin crust to it. Alright, and let me just check my messages real quick here. Man, it's just so hot. So this Friday we're gonna have. I'm going to be judging a cosplay contest at All Geeks event out in Chicago. If you ever find yourself in Berlin nightclub in Chicago, please stop by. This Friday, it starts at 10 o'clock. We have a cosplay contest, or what All Geeks calls a cosplay runway. Absolutely love it. They have really cool prizes from comic book artists. Um, some a lot of like different toys they have, and a lot of cool like if you're into like burlesque or like drag shows, you definitely need to see it. And if anything else, just go for the costumes. Like there's so many people who come in like really great costumes, and I absolutely enjoy it. Okay, so man, it's like so hot in here. This is starting to saute really nice for me. Let me go wash my hands, put some of this stuff away, and then I'm gonna start with my daiquiris. I am thirsty, really, really thirsty right now. I need a drink. Mama needs a drink. All right, that's looking good. Let me check on the pie again. The top's looking really nice and brown. You can't see it right now, but once you do, oh my god, it looks phenomenal. So I really hope like everything turns out great. Like I said, I like tasting I like to taste the filling first before putting them in the pie crust, because otherwise, it's just, you kind of like wasted your time just making it. Um, oh my god, I am sweaty like crazy. Like it is so hot. I'm gonna crack a window open real quick here. I'll be right back, but I'm just gonna keep talking. So last Friday was also the anniversary or 1 year anniversary of Acrobatica Infinity. If you're not familiar with Acrobatica Infinity, check them out on Facebook. And they're a group of really, really great, talented performers who do a lot of circus acts. And they perform at Uptown Underground. Um, Really nice bunch of people. I absolutely love them. They do a lot of tricks and stuff. God, it's hot. I am so sorry. I keep saying that. It's just like burning hot in here. Whew. Anyway, yeah, it was their anniversary on Friday. I unfortunately I wasn't able to celebrate with them, but I made this like bouquet of flowers, and the person who's the founder of Acrobatica Infinity, her name's Tank, and she's gorgeous. She's absolutely gorgeous, and she does this stunt with parasols. So it reminded me of like, okay, like I want to do something unique and something fun for them. So I made a flower arrangement with parasols in it. Oh, the club soda fell. I'm sorry. There you go. Woo. So I made a parasol arrangement. So it was like, let me see, it was kind of like a red carnation, and then a yellow with red tip carnations, and then the outside was yellow. And then I put parasols all over the place to make it look nice and pretty, because it reminded me of her parasol routine, which was so gorgeous. So I dropped it off on Sunday before going to the Game of Thrones trivia night. Uh, yeah, like I said, if you ever find yourself in the Chicagoland area, go on ahead and stop by at Mini Bar Chicago. We're going to be having our Game of Thrones trivia nights every Sunday. I believe it's gonna start at 6:30 now instead of 7, just so that we can watch the episode in time. Um, we had so much fun during trivia. Um, we had so much fun during trivia last Sunday. We had 13 teams compete, and there was a really nice mix of hard and easy questions. All right, this is looking really good. I think I'm going to slice my mangoes for my daiquiri. All right, so let me go on ahead and do that. I'm just going to check on my pie real quick here to make sure I'm not burning it. This is looking pretty good. I don't see the pigeon anymore, but looks good to me. All right, put that back in there. Slice my mangoes. There are a couple of overripe mangoes in here. Mangoes. Yeah, a couple of overripe mangoes in here. Oh God. There's some other dishes in here as well, so please bear with me. I'm just washing the mangoes right now. I know you can't see me, but I'm washing some mangoes right now. Two that I was holding earlier. And I'll teach you guys how to slice a mango because apparently some people don't know how to do it. And I grew up having mangoes like on a daily basis, so it's like second nature for me to slice them. So once I move this lid and put my mangoes in there, there you go. That way, while this is caramelizing for me, then I'm going to work on my mango daiquiri. Okay? Nice. Smells so good right now. Alright, maybe I'll slice this up. Grab one of these. Alright? Now, this is what I'm going to do. I usually cut the end because we don't need it. It gives me like a nice base. Now, when you're cutting this, now this is like a really, really ripe mango. You kind of like cut it not quite in the middle, but close to the middle part of it. Okay? So you can see here. And then you're gonna feel the seed. Like you're just gonna feel the seed as you're cutting. So you just kind of go with the shape of it while you're going down, okay? You do the exact same thing on the other side and preferably with the other cheek, is what they call it. The other side or the other cheek still on. The same thing. You know, you just try to go with how the seed is shaped. Okay. Now, just word of caution, if you don't like multitasking, if you can't multitask, I would not recommend doing all three things at once because you might burn something. All right, there you go. Let me check on my pie one more time here and see if it's cooked. It's about cooked. It's getting there. It's getting there. I don't see the pigeon anymore, but it's getting there at least, right? All right, so now here's the fun part. Now, how am I going to take all the mangoes out of the, what do you call this, the fruit? So I'm going to grab it. Let me hold this camera down here real quick here. I'm going to grab it ever so slowly, really, really slowly, because you might hurt yourself, or you can just put it down, whichever you want. Slice it lengthwise, like this. Slice it this way. Okay, I have it in small chunks right now. And that's it. Check this out. See? It just opens up like that. You grab a spoon. What the heck is this? There's something on my thumb. You just grab a spoon, scrape it out, put it in a bowl or whatever, in your blender or whatever. Now, what do you do with the seed? You pretty much just go with the seed as well, like what you did earlier. So you do that, and then the other side as well. There you go. And I try not to waste the fruit. So I try to get as much of the meat out as much as I can here. Okay. God, it's so hot. Oh. Try not to slice your fingers. off, like me. Alright, there you go. Let's throw this out. I'm gonna grab the meat from my peel here. Like this. Kind of like doing like a, what do you call it? Sashimi or something. Or fillet, there you go, fillet. I feel like I'm filleting a mango. Alright, throw the rest of this. So then I'm just gonna do the same thing with this other one here. Lengthwise and crosswise. There you go. Throw the stuff. Alright. Mango number 2. Let me just stir this up real quick. Carrot's looking pretty good. Starting to get the caramel color in there. Starting to brown a little bit. You can still smell a little bit of the butter, a little bit of the mace, which is really nice. And my pie, I think, is almost done here. It's pretty cool. Here, let me just check. Now, how do you find out if your pie crust is done? To be honest, you just look and see if it's like nice and flaky. I think this needs a little bit more. And you know what? I'm gonna brush a little bit more of the egg wash on top of it. Here, let me just move some of the stuff around so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Alright, let's see here. I like the fact that my table actually, a portion of it is made of tile because it's easy to put stuff without having to, what do you call this? Without having to use like pot holders and whatnot. This is what the pie looks like right now. So you can barely see the pigeon. I mean, you can kind of see it, but that's okay. I know it's not going to be perfect right now. Alright. I mean, for being tired, this is actually not bad for me. Just going to put a little bit more of the wash real quick here. Just because I already have, like, the eggs already, like, beat, and there's just some left over, so might as well just use it. Okay. Man, this smells so good right now. I just want to eat. I'm so hungry. I feel like a whiny baby. I just want to eat. I'm so hungry right now. Alright. So, there you go. I brushed it up. I'm going to put the camera back in here just so you see what I just did. And then the rest of this I can just like toss it because like there's barely anything left in there already. Let me just show you guys. Here you go. So I just pretty much just used up the rest of the eggs, brushed it, and now I'm putting it back in the oven. Get some more of the brown crust in there. That pie crust is pretty much done for the most part. So I'm just going to leave that alone in the oven while I cook these carrots and prepare my mangoes for my daiquiri. It's been a long day. I was off from work yesterday because I had to get my car fixed. Man, look at these carrots. Looking really nice. And the carrots, I ended up not peeling them because I like keeping the skin on my vegetables as much as possible. Because they said there's a lot more nutrients that way. Grab the bowl. Scoop the mango out into the bowl. Alright. I just want these carrots to be done so I can use my blender and make this delicious drink. We don't usually eat this late, but I had to leave work late today because I had a lot of stuff I needed to finish before I left work because I was out at work yesterday for my car being like at the shop. I drive about an hour and a half to work every day, and there's just a lot of mileage on my car just from traveling all over the place. So I just really, really needed to give it some TLC and take it to the shop and get some parts replaced. Spent so much money yesterday, it was so crazy. So I'm hoping, you know, when I go back to the shop, I might try a different one this time and see if I can get a cheaper um, price. Because, yeah, I spent quite a fortune yesterday. It was ridiculous. So thank God for day jobs. All right, I'm going to slice the other mango here. Again, you just go with the shape of the seed on the inside, and as much as possible try. Oh man, that looks nasty. I'm gonna throw that out. Let me check the other side just to make sure if it's not as nasty as the other one. Uh, it's nasty. I'm gonna throw it out. Damn it. Now I only got one mango that's good. That's not nice. Alright, that's fine. Here's what I'm gonna do with it though. I've got that cream and I've got some orange juice and I've got some grenadine. What else I got in here? I got some rum. I'll make something of it. So let me just grab my blender real quick here. I think I'm just about done cooking my carrots, so I can just switch it out and put the blender in there. So give me just 1 second. I'll be right back. While I grab this stuff. I'm just gonna rinse this out because we haven't used the blender in quite a bit here. So let me just rinse this nicely. Okay. That's nicely rinsed. I'm gonna be right back there with my blender. Put some ice, put some OJ, put some rum, and it's gonna be delicious. Okay. Actually, I almost want to make an Iron Man. We'll see what else I've got in here. I think I have enough to make an Iron Man. This looks nice. Let me check on my pie real quick here. It should be done. Yes. Finally, my pie is done. All right. Let me go turn this thing off real quick here and unplug it. Whew. Damn. Damn, girl. All right. Move this aside really carefully. It's freaking hot in here. All right. Let me go grab the blender real quick. Grab this baby. Move the handle to the side. Gonna make me some shake. Holy moly. Alright. I'm not even gonna bother putting sugar in this thing just because it is so. Let me ask the expert real quick here. I'm gonna call him in, okay? Honey, would you like a daiquiri or would you like a mango shake? Now, if I made a daiquiri with whipped cream, does that sound bad? No, I've not. Like, I just want to use up this cream. Huh? You said to look up instructions. I actually do not have any instructions. Alright, he's looking it up for me right now. In the meantime, I'm gonna get this pie out of this oven because I don't want to burn it. And it looks so perfect right now. So let me show you guys in a bit here. My God, it's burning. Ugh. What? I know that. So here's what the pie looks like, guys. Look nice. Kind of see the bird there. Not quite, but it's there. It's there somewhere. I'm gonna turn this oven off. Let this thing cool down a bit. The pie's cooked. Alright, this is what I'm gonna do. So orange juice, a little bit of orange juice. Whatever I have left in there, because I barely have any orange juice left. Throw this. Alright, mangoes. mangoes in there. And I'm gonna go on and grab some ice. Without that, let me go grab some rum, brandy, a little bit of triple sec in here. A little bit of triple sec. Oh, I can't see it. I'm sorry. Here you go. A little bit of triple sec. Okay. Where's the damn rum? Here it is. There it is. Captain Morgan. Okay. Looking pretty good to me. And a little bit of peach schnapps. I like peach schnapps. I like peach schnapps, and I can't lie. And I'm gonna grab some ice. Whew. Hot. There we go. Yummy. Okay. So, where's the lid? Blender time. Here we go. Alright, I know you guys can't hear me right now. I'm almost done. Whew. Damn, what a day. Okay. So, go grab some awesome goblets here. You guys are gonna love this. Check this out. Check that out. That is where it's gonna go. Game of Thrones goblets, courtesy of Ommegang Brewery. I got these when I was in one of their beer tastings. They had what is it? Trying to think, top of my head. I'm just so tired right now. Trying to remember the name of the beer. It was Blood of the Dragon, something like that. Honey, what's the name of the Ommegang beer that has is it Fire and Blood? Yes, there you go, Fire and Blood. When I was at a Fire and Blood tasting, so we had that. Made it Daiquiri. You doesn't know what's in it. I'm just gonna scoop it in here. Really nice, smooth looking mango daiquiri. This has nothing to do with Game of Thrones, but I figured, hey, they're in Game of Thrones themed goblets, so why not? So I'm gonna use that. There is booze in there. Alright, go ahead. Let me know what you think. It's good?
Yep.
Better say it's good. You see the pie? Alright, guys. I'm actually done here. I'm just gonna plate this thing. Let me go on ahead and plate it for us to eat. Because I'm starving. I'm gonna take a few pictures for our social media. And post it on Facebook at geeksagogo.com, Instagram at geeksagogo.com, Twitter at geeksagogo.com. What else? Snapchat. What else I got? Twitch, of course. And this video is actually going to be on YouTube later. So let me put this aside real quick here because I don't want this thing to burst because of all the hot stuff going on all over the place. So let me move this over here, clean my area a little bit. My sauce. Richie, what are you doing? Okay. Oh wait, I need a bowl. Bowl. Don't touch it. Don't touch it, bro. Bro, don't touch it. Stop on my dogs. Alright. Taking my carrots. Beautiful carrots. Look nice and pretty. Put that aside here. Rather this side. Get my chopping board out of the way and these cans of tomatoes that I was saving for later. Try not to burn myself here. Okay. And let's see, what else? What else I got? I got the pie, of course. This is still clean. My pie. My pie. Let's see. Trying to think what I can do to like help cool it down some more. I'm just gonna put it on one of this top of one of these like oven mitts just because it's so hot. I'm gonna go grab a towel. Hopefully I don't burn myself. There you go. Whew. All right. Looking good so far, right? Okay. Last but not the least, my mango daiquiri that I just made. Beautiful. Awesome. All right. There you go, guys. So I'm just going to take pictures for social media. If you guys got any questions for me, if you guys want the recipe or whatnot, let me know. Let me know what you think about tonight as well. Feel free to send me an email and give me some suggestions and how I can make my channel better. As well as if you want to request something different from the menu, just let me know and I'll add it over, okay? Let me just. Whoosh, I dropped my towel, no. Man, this looks so good. I just want to eat right now. I'm so hungry. So hungry. Trying to get a good angle here. My pigeon pie. Looks pretty good. I like taking pictures of my food. Yes, I'm one of those people. Looks good. And you can find these pictures on Instagram, Facebook, all different places in social media. You can also find it on our website, www.geeksgogo.com. Alright guys, I'm all set and I'm really hungry, so I gotta go. I gotta go serve food for my man so that we can eat. Alright, thank you so much for watching and I hope you stay tuned. I'm gonna try to log back in again on Thursday night and Saturday night. Okay? Thanks so much for stopping by. Good night.